no nti sabi wo project kura no mu ya ni ya jaye say central market phase 2 adumefo nyina wo yi wo nyina firi ho e say dia mebo amane o akwati say ebra ayifo no ko Israel for ko Ezai no na afi na hemi a oba no bisa say na dia na asi machi no mse hwe Jerusalem afaso ni nyina abu odi jashe ni ade kwa no wo say kina atapasa say ma me kwa na me konko rebede aha ti ya mumra fie mo mra me damase pa na odwumefo damase me chia mu nyina
Yamin count ho, yeah, that's it. Well, Hana Media Frefoni in Bessie, Mikuso Kai say, Hi, Ghana's #1 television, CTV. So, the Kai catch us and many on your young for be bedding come in the person of Professor Otia Nyabutre, Meboni Diacho, or the lawyer Evans Amankwa, Director Legal Affairs, Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Now, Yebedin Common, it's all about free speech. Obviously, me more being kamikasa bwanche emiyem na obi atimi akotena social media so na de osopampanifo na obi ka yenku we yenchi we yenyesei obi nyesei, and you have limits to that. You can't free speech idea. I told you I been able to say Magbana, Magbo Vivian, can never say Mimba, Fantineba Catro, Meba Sisia, and Asantia Catro say me Babi Chami Wamba Sisia. I mean Danime Hombra, Meba, lawyer of Fiduemo, Yebedin Como, Meba.
Doing never stops until the job is done. Turn your home and business into an internet highway and experience the revolution of working and playing without limits. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh to sign up for MTN Fiber for home and business today.
The World Cup is more than just football. It's emotion, passion, and unforgettable shared moments. Hisense TV at the experience Ebremo with stunning visuals, immersive sound, and smooth motion. And as a world transfer, Ebema feeling it to set the whole stadium wow, which now front row football match. From compact 32-inch TVs to massive 116-inch displays and premium laser TVs ranging from 100 to 150 inches. Hisense offers the perfect screen size for every fan and every space. Bigger screens and richer visuals make every moment more exciting with sleek frameless designs, Dolby Vision technology, seamless connectivity, and smart features. Hisense Television delivers the ultimate football viewing experience, keeping you connected before, during, and after every match. This World Cup season, don't just watch, experience it with Hisense. This World Cup, Hisense is offering juicy packages from MTN and DSTV for every TV you purchase. Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Bushama me Shama wa Chema wa kwa BPM or my Ghana and Nkosuo Jumedies in Ghana's #1 television so near me catch the infitiasi and send me hope war back war ban where hope was from Kokra where imbrenim for oye obia eba ne mbremu a nadwenimu ebopie nadwenimu pi na wotembrase oye lawyer kese pa memeta me frɛ no lawyer Evans Amankwa oye director legal affairs ewo Ministry of Food and Agriculture aswe o mohwe yeduane ne efudie eso enanope I'm so privy say lawyer ababe cancer ye babedi enkomo well, oh my God, and Nkosuo Jumedies so and so I believe say also you love to listen to him and be part of the conversation. And we are live on Facebook, my CTV GH. Now person obisa now person on the phone be out the phone no more be hon come. Baya man kwa ba. I'm there when you am back. I don't know so eh. What you? I'm say oh. You are looking good. Me say hey David you live on the day. But you always say my cancer back watch it. Oh, sir. A baby, I'm no busy. I'm a cancer lawyer. I like the way you carry yourself. Sir, catch this. You always look good. Thank you, catch this. Sir, we are seeing the Nipadi. Yeah. I tell me who be an ameni. I don't know. The Nipadi da we no. The show na you are always on point. No, but you are also always on point. Africa where musicians Friday they are first no always adwuma. Okay. Nanga Friday mean African way. Okay. But until African. Which year? Friday because normally on a Friday na putu bia na court. Yeah. And one she suit na bibia si. Yes adwuma asemi say na court bi wo ko a e be court bia kra na onya awe. Onya awe. Because African way abon za na odi dimika copper suit ashen. I see. Na dey bia picture but unti na African way she. Me ba na me suit ashen. As I will come. African wonderful. But that's lawyer. Say to Nsafro. Hey na Minister of Agriculture say me say so for etukwan call China. I'm so if China no call US and as say. Oko China oko US. Oko US. No free US waba. Of US waba na mede na betu nti ne ho ye eh but agree when you say mo boy adwuma pa o eh na papa se wona bezo kan wa idea ba me kan chia no papa mo boy adwuma na me hira o nyuma pa ene ne me bia wo ye bia nyame o hira no mo ho ban ne bia me mpa ba me bo ma wana no mo ho ba no ma kwatenten sa na honorable Eric Opoku nyame obi hira wo na oni suade hunu bia wo e magana ene o ma wo nyina no me wo gidie se ebebe because of wakoma panti amen. Menimpa say Nyame Admoa 6th annual Minister of the Year award, that is 6th month award I would say Papa Honorable Eric Opoku betimi atam Minister of the Year because me hwe my papa nepo enyuma wo ye ne nyuma wo ye na ne din so kra de di kan wa ho Honorable Eric Opoku MP Minister of Food and Agriculture obetimi afa obetimi afa but I am of reservations kakra okay ewo nyema bisa ho because aban no no aban ni nyina ene nti but oye adwuma na papa oye adwuma the level of energy of Honorable Eric Opoku na bakata for 20 years yeah now the level of intelligence of that man Nante as a lawyer mini share as a politician as a lawyer as an educationist the man is too intelligent. The man is too humble. Na akomana ekuta no da ne mu no. Eish. Eso. Na me bompa say Ghana fo nyina betimi test sa papa no ma hunde wo no mu. Cause Ghana ni so ade hu no e wo papa ne mu no. Eso. Na me hu obi okuta sa ni so ade hu no bi currently. Apart from Honorable Eric Opoku, yeah, any su ade hu no. Na ho brase ene ebra wo nyama nipa kra so me medwene ho amente ase e de so aka jo na energy no kuta no odwene ho na energy odwe papa energy ho a mente ase papa o energy na obi a otumi tu kwan wo ba obeduru sada na anadwo na ahamnache a obeduru adwuma na wosi adwuma mu uti me se de papa no me nim fa no ho no untimi nkan nyina mfa trouble but energy ya media ma papa no but ade ba ko pene me ho no ewi ase so ti wi ase na oni nipa wadwembone na wakoma pa o de ya de na wadwempa na me wakwa ofa so hira ni sai hira ni bi kuta sa papa no yeah enti papa ne yankuntia no na
and yet because the energies, the negative energy, the
coupled with the leadership skills he possesses.
The positive energy could have on any leadership skills. A fighter in the positive energy, and dispel any negative energy. And you want to grab you out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm Shirano. No, yeah, because you're in this way, yeah. And then you won't come out here, baby.
That's right.
But Edika, you know, Momo, yeah, we be.
Me and I question I'm baby busa no. Na epacho. Ghana buying. Why you live? Abra buy oba so the live bia electronic live bia na.
Dabi.
Na Ghana buying obetimi ato, obetimi aye tax. Ewo memo ha abra sa tax chrono. Tax for Enco Parliament and as official prepared Ghana
Dabi e wo mra wo man mo ntimi so
ade bi wo ha me wo problem ho na mesre a leadership of NDC e wo parliament ni ba bia
okay
NPP as a political party Oman rely on entro kontompo sem na brabasem and mo de ba power.
I see.
Yes odi opa fasani mani na to omampani Nkosuo timi ba power ebra ye twa ntro akase to omampani a wonya ne baby ko omampani dada jeje ro ne so wo wie sika de ma wo no moja
omampani sika dollars bucks or the ekwagu Swiss bank Switzerland yeah
ba omampani a wonya ne baby ko jeje ro ne efri akunya so ne hu se even foreign account
na onibi
Ghana for who said na omampani Nkosuo so and Ghana for be hu no kura ne nsem o kan ni na ne niema bia ekoso and ye to abama ndisi sababi
yeah
omampani atamos buy no start se o to di Professor Doolittle Professor Yesey me was no omampani atamos is one of the affable presidents Ghana has ever gotten and no and omampani John Dramani Mahama a fire or the
yeah.
Omampani John Dramani Mahama buy no. Hey, the same thing. Wako say hotel or Dubai, or Dubai. Omampani John Dramani Mahama Yesey. Omo de san trono sa magana fo beji tum. E bra Ghana fo ni ba mo so say ayen trono. Na Akufo-Addo. Omampani dada o ti akonya so. Enti e bra omo huri say kai Ghana fo hu no kro ni biemu a omo pam omo biemu no. Omo sa de trono biemu ba. Aden ti na me kasa. Nanu imi ye wo hai ananu ya parliament ekwa asetena na afenyo market sorry gina ye na afenyo market asem oka na me hwe TV me yemu sheme na asem oka ne say Mr Speaker ye nyina o Ghana ha o ka na brofo na me meka de twi ye nyina o Ghana ha na ban Ghana ban ade entotoso anasa tax abeto momoso aye 0.75%.
Yeah, 0.75%.
Na sa tax no Ghana for ebo nyoso and the cent no I was say Speaker of Parliament in Parliament eya no e was ade on say ade na ban e de sa tax no
but say aban for tax in my
boss tie me I was expecting say leadership will quickly say must na ban the tax by the be na Parliament
my approve yeah
but yeah sorry you know asema ya typical and say procedure and you're right you need say can say no and see if I kwan we so meanwhile we are making false allegation on the government
yeah
if you abra you be responding to the false allegation no na all can procedure some and you be only more sabi papa require ni bia na za Ghana ni bia on timrase na gina na say asema o kan ye de kure pese obeyi anu ntino na aka procedure some ye mam kan say ye mam pani obodwuma pa
yeah
na MPP for fa pawodo ni na so pese mo kikire atro e de to so ebra ye nua ono abo ayare ga sori ya na ohun se procedure no a ye nua fanyo mark fa so enye ana o attack procedure no na o repeat asem already.
Okay.
Because officially na Ghana for him. But me no me got to say me no want for sending me message.
Me message maybe.
I say yellow valued customer from 1st June 2026 transfer from your Momo wallet to bank accounts will attract a fee of 0.75 per transaction. Capped at 5 cedis. This will help us continue to serve you better. Thank you for choosing Momo. Momo, Ghana Maida.
Dabi.
It is your Momo. Who send Caribbean say was send here. Oko parliamenta. And yes, and I was here cannot say, Ebia Quaya MTN for Faso at this Saturday way banner. Or see if you come out.
But it should be even channel because it is BOJ that mechanism regulate. Yeah, and if you have any concerns, you channel it to BOJ.
What I say, but I'm not open Trubia Kanti. No more fast. Papa, and next video now, I think you're marking at the bar on China or yeah. MPP for cutting short, and no more petty social media.
And the NDC so then on this issue.
And until I
see.
And the person Ghana for you now to say NDC abaya Oman penny John Dramani Mahama Abebu Eddie Nimono and for taxi beer a Yemomo taxi beer day. I'm a Ghana
parliament by
exactly, but of a quote so or the back of Togana Ban so. Ama yen so no ye ni ama yen so ko ye trinke about procedure and we are some no ni no pa no ama abonten concerning asem ni no
yeah
name procedure no kwa ne ba ya no de kati asem ye ma Ghana fo nyina tia se o man penejo dramani mama e fa etro bia nya de e ma Ghana
e ntro
e na baba sem e yakohwesem e na ye nua afenyo market e di o parliament no se Ghana ban e na di aba no Yemfa Ghana ban fa a trobia a momo trobia nya den ma 0.75%. MTN na diaba. Me sabi sa to no me MTN me use pa momo me use. Me ni ho. Eti me ma start show me petition.
Yeah.
Against that to no. Say na be you bet me atweto na sign. No mama me ye mu ansa na on be so me ye because you can't unilaterally. On kwa on timi ntanse.
Dabe.
Abra ade ne yedi panyina na nkasa wo hye emra abra saasa muwi hu nsensem no apie ebisa de be so Ghana ban se enye ono ne de ba ye na mo ba bi o mo de asem no fa no empenifo form na anya de ensi form na MPP e frase dia tro papa wo de opa ye nhwe enema akoso wo Ghana ha nyina sensa o mampenejo dramani mama e be fa akonya wo ntra MPP for di Oshe cocoa price. I brought it so. Knowing very well. So when it comes to in terms of dollars, because cocoa is charged in dollars. And that dollar now, and this tria ma cocoa farmers are higher than dollar na MPP for tria and ma cocoa farmer. Cocoa farmers. Meanwhile, time and not a bono no moto cocoa na was sure. Esre NDC for the but the nam say abam papanti dollar no bona dey akofom ti amasika na dey aba fom ti no omo fa akote kwenti ni an kire kuafo asesa na mo kire kuafo asese Oman penejo dramani mama ati omusika.
But lawyer Amankwa, it is the responsibility of the NDC communicators or educators who also go and educate the farmers. Meaning sense is here some of the farmers na atiase farmers ni bi me videos upon videos.
More educators no so more communicators no so because almost no e bra se mo buy no an MPP for nam kokwa asem yes we ni pe do na so fasi o mo so ni na ka ho pi ni am minister ko try TV show ye ncheche e ma sa de na timi awura farmers team e me ne de esi Côte d'Ivoire o mo koko ye ne de no aye kaze ne bo aye din bebre mo koko aye fofofo mo dwane de mo koko ba se se mo to and the ma sa de no so se tro ne na baba so me ka jo se o man penny John Dramani Mama, na me can be concerning the minister, Honorable Rikopoku. Send the positive energies na world. So the ajumbone kura bad one. Na a dispel those ajumbone. Even on Mampene John Dramani Mama, Ekutano.
Okay.
MPP for tra mo fire ni na no. Nya me fa kwan bi so e de expose you o mo ne o mo ntimi nka kokko asem bi. Ti be bia no omo de omo ye say ade papa e koso man bia mo mpe nti omo pe kwan kote kwan so as I say because na ni pe gina court se wotie chema untimu sensemo a e wo court a me nua so ye lawyer na wotie ni ye pa na chema untimi lawyer pia bonte no ka say ye nua no hia mpa ebo ha wo ye lawyer so tie ase say onim de e koso ntino so hia mpa ebo that be such a person no wo fi say dey no be here in the history of this country a MPP aban so pa and a finance minister Johnny if you man mo
ebi see that
and what get to say what deal man dream what get to say what bomb man ka what get to say what bomb man chrono because so when you born there what you say me ba me justice now NDC for no twam ko ye no a aban na twam ko o mampene da John Dramani mama aban na twam ko ya na Nkosuo do ba ya o de Nkosuo ko gina court no omo de no mo nipa omo de na justice system no mo de e na we o justice system no ntia wo so ni gidi o e cheto wo bokro e de such a person who is on na busuafo na omo ka omo nyina any want to me mo e de no mba organ omo twa tra akopem se e bi obenya tumi na se odi for baby a sa for di na dey afiri ho ke be so Ghana for se Ghana for mo nyina ni na ho na sumdue a yenya no ma we mu no sa sumdue we yenya bi acho achepa dollar stability kuta wo ma we mu no yenya bi achepa so that say any niema ekoso aduane aba menne ekuafo nyina mpo e prese e nuane ayefo the minister be kase bi o say win lose win se si agina hayi timamfo na wini na kuafo aboka aduane bo ye den a timamfo elusu na kuafo ai wini because satan no beto aduane bo so na minister afa konya so a omo hwe to hedge enema te se bro so ya bi ni niema bi ni mo ayeye e wo kure mo ha no ye hwe kwan bi so de bro ni e portrait niema ne sa niema nya hedge in such a way say e bo na kuafo boka bebre no e betimi enye too much ma kuafo amun so ntimi enso a eno te da na no mampani jodoma ne mama e wo afam plebs ye ko ha ye kwa ko launch the first kind of say farmer center o ka say fertilizer mo de ba o ma we mu am ka say nka ye nton no need agric ministry even check wow I say we are to be benizam so what I say enti eye niema o mampani de agufo ma e tutu yi amagana enti no amagana fo ni na ho na MPP aho pre ene bonidie ni dwiri mo ye enti no omo pentem asaba abanya na so biemu ye nhwe ni yi because mo de tro so o study niema mo tro Facebook ene eya who say they are so desperate and frustrated
to come to power.
To come to power because man hwe ya niema e be ba bonte no. So that say nti be sere Ghana for. Ye me nyina ni la ho. Na yesterday leaders no. MPP for sorrow parliament. And say be bia no mo kasa ye na nyina adwene enkosa ade no because ade a afenyo ma ka ye no. Agentra akwachire e de niema bi hyenkofo tirim say e ya ban mom.
And now it 0.75% no.
E beto mo so abenti ahedon aban. Me wan some tisa. Nti be sere.
Ati me bo lawyer, we know ja mumu ye branim for. Aya na is it we can say propaganda ho.
Kwati kwan.
Buapayo just to
kwan buapaye nabrabase ne nada.
That is the word I want to.
So and no ye no mafaso na wamagana ni wonim sade na oka no anya no kore because sanka abind the sade because the government can never abind timi mfa etuo bia ma oman mu a ebra enko parliament
no
eni gerebe omule sa bill no anazo mo de sa etuo ho asem ba parliament na nka wo mpreso no nka wo be sori ade akasa meboa
sa
enam se do so sene munti no e bia e betimi ato atia wo but nka wasem apesa o ka wo nka Ghana ko nyina be
betimi aka
but what you sorry gina wa se atua o mampani dia ba afenyo market eti o mampani ti be de tuo ba Ghana no ko ade ne tumi eti be de tuo ba Ghana
going through parliament
enko parliament ho afenyo market but o tumi kata na ni e be di santro no o parliament o bo na ho so oba abedi santro no ndi be sram NDC
but you know no BOG directed MTN to suspend Momo to bank account charges
That is true.
Yeah.
And it's good.
It's a good direction.
Sani mano etimi ade. Etimi aba. But the choir of far so or the yes ade no kire say.
I can be techiri.
It be techiri. Nti si anhwe ya. Omunya kwatikwan bia ne nada ne na brabasem bia no a mo de beto aban so. E MPP for hallmark. E yo mo signature nti e be sey.
All right. Lawyer, ma yenhwe nyame adom. Inu anom so ya South Africa. Aba bedu ma.
I say you hit speech kwandi e bedu akwa ye.
Yeah, you bedu I know there say no ni asem da pro so and ye bedu ho komo pa.
Inu no mo South Africa. Inu me decide some na kisa class ya na me raho. Adenja. Oman penita da John Dramani mama. I can't sing. I never knew Pose a brand Nelson Mandela prefer who the South Africa and then I could cruise academy. Why? See me to Mama South Africa.
They were the last, eh?
They were the last. For now, for what I know, so maybe I mean, I stand to be corrected.
That was 1994 also.
Yes, I stand to be corrected. Maybe I knowledge into.
Okay.
Now, you know, I'm to for Korea. Sorry, Tia. I'm young to so much of Jumaya. Say, I also.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. Fat and Nkosuo bi. Ewo the Nkosuo ho. Okay. Ewo South Africa. Opposition leader. Nsem bi okan. I say, sorry, Tia to. A palm to so via what you must send with the South Africa. You pass what you have found. Because you are on skilled labor. Only some of you one go school and you be here. And the Nippon or ye hairdresser now, or buy a far, maybe hairdresser saloon. A far South Africa for Nippon Momunia Jumayano, or Pamma to some modern salon and Jumanako. Salon, nobody may be. Oh, Pejuma.
Yeah.
And this animal and there I put some no is MTN. I'm
for South Africa.
And there's someone that's already because MTN for Mumpaki.
Shoprite, South Africa. Absa. Now South Africa.
What does it? You got the Mumpaki when you're in Anqua. And then Africa. And the person may blame
DSTV, South Africa.
Yes.
But Nigerians are taking a certain direction. Almost say MTN and DSTV, almost closing it down.
Of course, said the more you know. I'm also a bit me say I'm not retire, but they made change say, Obi from Kuma,
you've been from India,
being from Munda. Okay. And to me, and Shapquan, the Fasua, a better to any man in Aye, send a Africa. You can't cry in a press Africa, the Kabum, a bit my age. And yes, South Africa for none, yes, I did.
No, Mina,
a nipper be no more. Sebi, a basset, convoy, I don't want.
Yeah.
Because we have quite we are there. The young check my before so there's a little. Okay. I'm African.
Lawyer, you can't free speech. Free speech, thing.
Mimia. The cassette free speech. So ubenya kwenya. Actually, what jene. It will be home. And bra. Obi ensiw kwan
okay
and no any enchichi mo metim dia ma otwe kase
okay
bra benya kwanya a kire wadwene e wo bibi ho se oni nipa kro no ya adwene o se oni ne nya adwene o obenya kwanya no matter who the person is so your mampani so your minister so your wan obetimi anya kwanya a kire wadwene e wo bibi ho abra bibia nya den ensu kwan any finish free speech
okay
but so free speech more the bibia ni work say free speech e ya 10 years
okay
na no na yenuanom MPP for actually onko for the 10 year dane free speech na o se Ghana for mo money cause because semini ya kache o kasem na me no nya adwene me kache wasem o kade me no ya adwene ye enya ne kure me di watem
No.
But I started semi Manos is also catch a movie. We are there. What do you want him? And no, a Tiaganamra.
A Tiaganamra. A
Tiaganamra, section 207, 208, and deal with offensive conduct now. You can't want some enemy. And this idea money me and the NPP for a Cambodia. Omo yusu a 10-year offensive conduct, creating fear and panic against the peace of the state, you know. Omo a tia Oman one. So na police friend one na odidi meka akogina e kan say social media say the free speech and I say na kwanya so betimi aka na dwene no ye pese ye kan hye why na waka na dwene keke o man mu wa ya kan hye hwa ma meka se mbinjiro eya na de bia meka enema bi a ne ni pantiase in 2023 me Ashanti region and then after now I'm the legal director for NDC in Ashanti region.
Okay.
In 2023 NDC a youth organizer for Swami, a friend of Kwampa Razak Abulia Adogo no friend Mosquito Michiao and then or deputy Ashanti regional youth organizer.
Okay.
Me bompa say send a branch no wolf and farmer and my NDC no. You better to no be adwuma ama NDC was antimantem abrantie yi any NDC for shia wo NDC party office wo was Swami o ene nkomodidi mo shia modidi nkomo am go ye meeting so omodidi nkomo no obi gina da achi ene o say di mo power ya mo bay mo pen 2024 yi unu say no e dey power dey o say 3 years ho say be ba power be adwuma den aba power. And also, I'm before I'm a queen. And also, they say 2020 MPP kum nipa. I was Tachiman South. Nipa. I would do wa. Yanya home shade. I nipa what you ya yantian can once a month. Then this is also your woman a cobas nipa MPP for me. Emma Yedinya power. San also the Nkosuo. And also be iron.
Yeah.
Masa. Asem we na abrante kan o mo kwa no go twa bia bia question ni pa ne busa na odi sa asem na ya ano no ko ka se MPP fo mienu wu emi edinya power ya wa na Ghana Police Service Ashanti region ya ngo fremo ne se kache wasem na waka na bra me nchi wo na se e kochi no o mo le to ho se we wanted.
Yeah.
Enti me wana me obi Sunday me say oba kaze Mosquito zane friend no
yeah
ni nickname no that's like he wanted and so I dey and my friends na o no say me wo me papa ho donko kru kaze dokro kanta wo nkwanza ho na me papa ho they say am say wo free akra na me for currency me na ko hoda. And also, let me say, now, we are, I don't know why I we are wanted. No, so any crow. And I'm saying, Jadio, you are not fast, call police, ayo. Let me say, Jadio, you are never.
Bra.
And I may call police station, I could say, the Indian so you are wanted. They call police station. Now, JJ boy.
Okay.
I should pretend that you see. And say, oh, yeah. Regional commander on the crime officer or Ashanti region. Or see video be about bonting. And now MPP for draw my attention to it. So more active upon it. Video no way. No send the video man. Video way. No way the send goes any pan friend no. But one friend of it and what declare wanted. Na so bi wonu baby no de ko boni trim so kra ya wanted police pe watch na ni me che no what otan no de aboni trim ko no o de boni trim ko no say me hu so ya wanted me che no pre no mo ya na je so ne me pre so na o fa de so de bob na me je na no abono police ni nyi pa na
doc but obi kasa say ya
ka ma me yeah
okay we
eti no ade amoye ndem anya ni ma kola ma frɛ no wo ba Jordan Kwaso ba me am de beba onye wanted onye obi a odwane ko bia ade che na branche no obedu anajo na de asa ya de che no ba me ho e office na me ni nyina etu ana mo eko police ye do police station no e te said ya che the guy highest arm robber ya che the highest murderer obi ani anya police ni na ba chi no
ono afri ni pem
ne me no akọ police station masa the hwade police cars yes the police headquarters of crime store near the trap police came on so full police station I press for a trio idea chi na me ntia se na ada munya adwuma nyana na asa ade na maka wasem na so abranji akoka sa asem ya asem eni ntra ha bia not know that time komodie ne koso no na enu MPP ni bi gina ncha on record do no ene kotitu anu de nye problem e komodie e koso a enye komodie ya bonten komo nchemu komo
kukuo nkomo
na ka se kukuo nkomo a ye die se ni ne ba
bonten a asa ka Ghana da ne butu eni kukuo nkomo me na ba ko se yi obi na ye den obi so ye den yo sana de bi onu yo sorry oka ana me boa because kukuo obi betime didi watem obi ofare okra no ne adwuma betime didi watem but ontimi nka no Ghana for bebre suban me ya de abrantie ne call so full life police station ye control na no asem ye ntwa no asem me ne mfa no ye ma ne bail am say da ye ma ne bail ene ntum Doc, sir, come away, lawyer.
We call circuit court. One. Me more judge in because we na juma. Ye call you know. Police for you now some go some investigation. After the investigation, some also or no na video no na investigation. On deny hwe. Name di ntia o de case ni yo kan. On nya na so ko no wo hwe no record sai no go police station. And the day as one person ka. Police for some investigations. They are reminded now.
Just like that.
Yeah, reminded just like that. Because judge and engineer, not so much as said, police for some investigation, don't say reminded now. It's 48 hours mutual. And no, you can want some organ in a more MPP communicators, no, I can't want some tear. They will never be brave. What was a question? Because we went to
me pese uncle Mo in Kauya Madam. Na senka, me say, on I see quite so. But no, I'm on coach. Now, me pay come on we eat in the 10. You are my catch rate for Nike BBA and some on maybe Yamea Dumanka or Tina Obabuamesa.
Ochina. Oh, say
no pa. Madam say you are going to be the AC.
I got to be the enemy of Samuel Fee. Yeah, Nasia. It was something mountain.
Yeah.
Me asante mantem mu na me free aba enkan na mete dada de na ko transate mantem na sa betra me ye adwuma die nua sami jamfi e janase sami jamfi me nua no so me nua no die ya hwibum e ma ya ko ye nyina be ba be jamu
wonderful
wonderful yeah upesa o ka say yemfa hit speech no
yemfansi ano because time no so amame na Ivan embeto aso na yempebre because lawyer say edin komoko ekire na ye man enipa bitin no bi ase
entimi nya ekira kwa na betimi apeda e de edin komo but me besre Ghana say there's a difference between a hate speech and a free speech.
Okay.
Say udi obi atem ene say o ka wadwene no enya de kro mienu.
Okay.
Enti MPP for ne Ghana for nyina hu saade no ene kwa amafa so a amofa kote kwan amani babinum ase o ma no di mpanimfo tema omo de free abronye so abronye betra say MPP for mpanimfo ma ko school. Hey, sometimes you see abronye timi compare yourself to mpanimfo bi amukuta medical degrees my medical doctors e pa mo kromfo a na wo na me this ni be gina ha ka che say MPP for ya kromfo a wo betimi eni me agiachi
dabi
can be so ni pa timi ya na say opoko no wie skase ana me boa anya wo na wo che me ka no baby me na bu che me ne me nuanom na yesua e si abo bo ne ba so abobo ni ba ne nkwala be mu fe but enye no because onyina
obechiware
abekawo ebina
all right
esi wo MPP mu no ye baba abeka ho asem
lawyer Evans Amakwa medase onyame nhyira wo pa na yebedi nkomo
mate
me pon 10 o'clock minim baby a obewo de but
me fia me call for sakobo juba kakra
yebedi nkomo
eni bi so ye ni nkomo
mate
so be sra me a kati
mate
be sra me
mate lawyer mate lawyer
wo wache
anokre
na so ntia po nyame me nyame asan yare
amen amen lawyer medase yami nhyira wo so for mene lawyer Evans Amakwa or director legal affairs Ministry of Food and Agriculture and
director legal affairs MDC Ashanti region
okay mate Ashanti region director legal affairs Ashanti region NDC lawyer yami nhyira ebedi komo with us, we have done everyone. Maybe I found a fidue moyano air to us so Nayakasa, maybe is here.
Doing never stops until the job is done. Turn your home and business into an internet highway and experience the revolution of working and playing without limits. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh to sign up for MTN Fiber for home and business today.
Said Medin Kaka lawyer Evans Amakwa, who is the director legal affairs Ministry of Food and Agriculture, also director legal affairs Ashanti region NDC, and I'm no Ekwakochichi and Komoko Komono. Ivan innocent che ewa hanoma said ya wade bia no yene no ababe cancer on the oba unim bebie nsemu etutu sreni abasa adumu esuko na wadansem eti akyere aba na kwaba bibia da din de nyame adom edo ba de ase you look good oh that's it aba no ya branti oh na upa disua dodo disua de obi asua de we sua de dodo david sa pa disua ntimi hu am hwe din ja branti na ho no mu adin no me guni trim doso knowledge, no, I'm we are powerful. That's how I see you.
Thank you.
That's how I see you. But in that, and some Guyapnosukaka, first batch of evacuated Ghanaians from South Africa, no Yamiatum, one Edranisa. The Fiame confirms or Hine Kwame from Pons arrest under fraud and money laundering investigation in the Netherlands. The Attorney General backs Supreme Court case seeking to end party delegate system. A party that BOG direct MTN to suspend Momo to bank account charges. So I know Mami saying, which one you want us to start with?
Oh, I think a bit me started the city now.
Okay.
So first one here, South Africans, Ghana for more South Africa, or Mabafi. I think a relief and a good news.
Yeah.
And it also takes governance to a certain level because my culture said the major responsibility of every government anywhere, say. We cater for the welfare of the people in your country, especially the marginalized, especially the baby. We've had instances at play on the world stage. U.S. citizen one was held somewhere in Africa. U.S. as a country, as smart soldiers, as through undercover to recover. There has been instances in the Korea War. Some American soldiers died in 1950 somewhere. Recently, America did everything possible to ensure the remains of those soldiers who were somewhere in 1950 were brought back to their family just to give the family closure. That is what countries do. And in recent times, Africa, we've had instances in Middle East, and sometimes the treatment, there are Ghanaians in Libya. Treatment very often the government has always been very reluctant in going to the aid of some of these people. Sometimes individuals quite a trouble because in the past we say Canada, Japan finance some of the ladies so for this time around the state realizing this particular danger way enemy now move in pooling resources together to bring these people back to Ghana. Actually say governance to certain extent has been taken to a different level where the average Ghanaian is being prioritized government. And quite recently I think one Ghanaian also caught up in Ukraine who the foreign minister or go all over to Ukraine to engage through a diplomatic channel just to ensure that these Ghanaians Russia enlisted them to go to the front lines to fight Ukraine capture this discussion went on some of these things currency you might not want to put a certain value on it, but actually governance centered or anchored on your friends Nipan and Kasa welfare, and for me it's very 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 important. I say abaso and chief of staff and other dignitaries met them at the airport, gave them that welcome. Now actually say Ghana is indeed ready, but their integration to the society is maybe a main interest because Nipan or mobile some were even though a voluntary evacuation and by force Ghana Nibi or South Africa be ambra. But while we are willing to come considering the situation because there is no indication that the South African government will do anything to stop this nonsense. It's going to reoccur every year. Yes. So the future there is very bleak for them. Decided that we will come home. So how do we integrate them into the society? Because said Mexican obi or some assistance via and I think a package was prepared for them. Our government we don't know details need a womb, but I hope that particular package will be enough to set some of them up. Your friends are working idle. So be working idle in the next year you find them in another country because obi a why not just say to kwan no say when ya ade adbebo na setena wo krom ha ya the next time you find some of them in Kuwait, you find some of them in Egypt, then as for them I think that particular initiative, government will have to focus. Now, a gentleman who came back first and was lucky enough for Ibrahim Mahama just gave me a package and some incentive and I was setting up. And I'm not sure that everybody will have such opportunity. But the little ones now, a bit more integrity or some will have to go to even counseling. Then I said for by hand some of these things that we don't even prioritize. And then I said for because the horrific scene and then the torture. And then near my man for farm, I am near my one here, a big job psychologically. So I think that I am concerned about the economic welfare of these people, how they can be integrated. How economically set it up. Back to South Africa. I think that South Africa said in a basic no, but we are still they are still stuck in the past, living in the 11th century kind of mindset and because baby we are still ye need a man for abaji ya manya boso. and the ordinary citizens no better go krom say yakobo amanfo apamamo purely barbaric
primitive
so primitive quite an understatement. This is absolute nonsense. I need a play. But this thing has been happening, reoccurring, and the South African government has done nothing about it. Because for the political cause, because the impression is that as a buyer, they are creating a that is the impression they create. Now, one of citizens but these citizens in South Africa don't grant permission and visas to people to travel into the country. It's the same government, and there is no indication that migrants have taken over jobs in South Africa. No. Nigeria for Ghana for no mukono aduma dodo na ye averagely no aye etirebo and Nigeria for so timi be supermarket. These are not jobs buying na create Ghana for akoteki. So even private sector kwani bi mu ye mechanics, they are working based on the skill set that they have, you understand. So omo te hono dodo na no skills they don't even have. Some of them are so lazy to the extent that they are not ready to lift their finger to do anything. And oh yes, you will not be resourceful in any of the enterprises that has been set up. So the people no more being human or prefer hiring foreigners at your seat. I don't realize that also when here. The question is, you found the worker company mama skill set ben or whatever. There is absolutely nothing. You understand? So I think the South African government will have to sit their asses down and begin to realize we are seeing you can't even rely on your own people when it comes to say America is where it is today. Because from the beginning, they allowed in the final from all countries, gave them a citizenship. And today, America has become the global star. I will be a person, and the individuals are more involved. Now, Donald Trump was president. He is not even an American.
I mean, Scottish.
Ne papa every Europe.
I think they are Scottish.
Yes, either Germany or
his father say German.
Exactly.
And I am Scottish.
Obama by president from Kenya. Uko your friends England recently. There was this Indian guy who became a prime minister, and now Uko UK Parliament and now. Abayiwa now the leader for the conservative, no? She's from Nigeria, You understand? So you must be dumb at this time of the world to think you're pushing everybody away. You look at how you bet me take advantage. So a man for Ukrum, now they have illegal permitter. It is the responsibility of the government to ensure you take them out, not an individual. And for me, it's very sickening because the role that African countries play in securing independence for South Africa. Almost Africa, country being independence, now South Africa was still choking under the weight of apartheid. It took, your friend is saying, consensus from among African nations. I built a strong front against this apartheid thing. I'm a man for a fight, and Son of South Africa was finally liberated. The ANC, which is the political party leading South Africa, was nurtured outside South Africa. A man for a normal finance countries like Zambia, countries like Ghana, countries like Nigeria. Sika had the finance war just to ensure that we even give some of them opportunity to educate outside South Africa. Because now they were not even giving the black opportunity to go to school. You understand? So with this particular history, you must be guided in the way I will treat others. But this thing has been playing out. Men can't say Nigeria neighbor or commit a crime. Watch on. Men can't say Ghana neighbor no permit. Watch on. But you see, there are appropriate ways I will go about this, especially having this history at the back of your mind. But you sit and look for this nonsense to play out where people preach hate, and then as if one say they should go back to their country and fix their country. Who told you that South Africa is fixed? Because South Africa is fixed there. And you will not be fighting because I'm not for taking Unyuma. Which means that the country itself is not fixed. They are foreigners living in their own country because the whites now and the control South Africa businesses everything. You understand? Leaving these black people who should rather be working with these people just to ensure what they deserve, what they get, You are oblivious to this reality. Then you are fighting people coming in, bringing businesses, bringing money into your country to grow. It's totally primitive.
South Africa. almost this boys and a control BBI of South Africa. I'm telling you, when it comes to businesses, one more the boys that is these Indians. You know, few Chinese.
And the name of more sign implications. Nigeria can fight back. Ghana can fight back. My culture say MTN other businesses and Nigeria
started.
Exactly. They can do the same. I mean, they are doing it. I think it's appropriate because you cannot be launching this nonsense of attack on people annually and begin to think, say, oh no, you have exclusive certain way be able to hear this nonsense and get away.
This gold fields or whatever.
Exactly. Quite recently, Ghana soldier for ball. Your friends are Ghana for too because almost on one invade site. But that is a South African company. But look at the nonsense that they are subjecting people to in this. So I think that apart from this diplomatic arrangement that Ghana we've done to bring our people back home, no, I think the government will have to send a strong message to the South Africans, say, Omu monopoly over some of this nonsense, and that's Omu repeating some of these things because I'm not sure that every Ghanaian will come back home. This thing is going to play out next year, the following year, and the following year. As long as they continue to do this, it will get to the neck of Ghanaians. Manfor will start a reprisal attack, which may not be good for all of us, you understand? And this is a name I seek to avoid. But it will get to a time if this nonsense continues, nobody can control. Because individuals will begin to also do some of this.
Mobilize and do.
As I family, Nigeria, they have, and you have businesses. So it turns out that be a fight or we do think it will play out well. But I mean, I don't blame these narrow-minded individuals doing this nonsense. I blame the government. Because the government over the years has sat aloof. They have never punished anybody.
It's politics.
Yes, they are incentivizing and motivating some of these narrow-minded individuals to go about unleashing terror and mayhem on foreigners. When the government is supposed to protect these people, you understand? Make sure you do the necessary arrangement, get the person out. But you as a citizen, you know, now when I'm high, open what you now we share Nigeria in your number. Can you even ask the persons or document? No.
Immigration for
exactly. So the best you can do is to call migration and say, "Who Nigeria ni be otia may suspect." That is the best you can do. You cannot confront the person. But these are people who have been allowed beating people and they are recording. You understand? Quite about 2 years ago, Omukobu Nigeria ni be store gum and I know Musa real name and look at how shameful it is. Exactly. So I'm on crime there. I'm on in the coba. Crime ne prostitution. That is what they do best. You understand? And I think you must be dumb to think say you can survive with some of these things because always and always there will be a pushback. It's unfortunate that our government over the years, you know, having been very frontal in dealing with some of these things. Because I think the time has come. That's yes, send a strong warning to them because rely on AU, rely on ECOWAS or other. These regional bodies, you know, over the years have proven to be very impotent, very inefficient. So you can't rely them to execute anything proper. It must be done through state to state. Your friends a level. Send them a strong message. You do this, we will make sure that we also a baby answer. So I think so. Mama back in the making sure that their integration will be good. Now, and apart from that particular place, you know, there are people who are also going through similar challenges in our Middle East. Now, besides that, they are never going to near plains or Middle East. They are brabo na kwa ho. Dodo na kwa modern day slavery. Ukosha demu 1 year na umpie. When we are never horo abo sign na sefonom. And these are the ordeals young people are going through because if you know there is a ones who deserve no kwabrania tama corono ne corruption, you know. What they deserve, no, it's in the pocket of somebody.
Don't you think, Ivan, it is also the responsibility of government to also create jobs, enough jobs for the youth?
Oh yeah.
Say it more honum bebrea. Uko Kuwait akwede.
It's very
Uko Bahrain akwede.
It's very essential.
And now catch no be cry say opese odini ko Iran obeka catch no so obeko.
Yes, because and America say youth unemployment is very important and then the fuel some of these things. Because some of the young ladies who go into some of these things, because and the sad aspect is that they don't even pay them well.
No, they don't pay
There are some taken as low as 2,000 after traveling all the way. Now ko hey new more yeah.
I see. Yes.
They pay them as low as 3,000 Ghana cedis. Na nyuma mo ye enya de keto na officer adwuma okroma na se be etua 2,000 kra obetu kwan. So I think say we need to prioritize youth unemployment. Now you making sure say employment opportunities will also be created for some of these people. But why I don't want to dwell on that point is that even say enyuma busen kra na people will still travel.
Of course, yes.
And that does not give anybody the right to abuse anybody. Na say Ghana how you way. America for her. China is the second largest economy in the world. Chinese are over in Ghana. So among for to Ghana has nothing to do with whether there are job opportunities or not job opportunities. Oh yeah, they need to crime, and there are genuine those who also travel because of unemployment. So I think that in all these things, we must begin to create job opportunities for young people. I bet me a grand because obi or Ghana or yeah Juma said we 5,000 or 4,000 or yeah grounded, will not be going to some of these pitiful countries. They will live here and the little contribution that they can also make to make this country grow. I think they will do. A priority as but Ghana Nico Egypt. And besides, to Egypt. Because if it is about economic opportunity, you will not go. There are some countries you don't go for economic opportunities. For instance, last time I catch Roby, the Padula said before my bag is all China said for economic opportunity. No, because that particular place, a bird for trade and commerce. You cannot go there and say that is why you don't see a lot of people traveling to China to go and live there. They go there to do business. But places like America, you can go and have a better economic life. That is why people go there. Germany and co. So if you don't see these dynamics, now if you say you are just traveling for traveling sake, some of the countries are not built for your friends are all call for prosperity. Over 10 years, what I say. So I think that we must begin to understand these dynamics. But I commend government for this bold initiative because Sadema way and over the years, you will always be ready to ensure say when the people are in low spirit, when the people are down, when the people become impoverished, when people become vulnerable, they will have a government to rely. Our government will intercede on their behalf. And then their governance, and I think that I commend the president for doing that.
All right. My I don't know if do you believe in this delegate system when it comes to politics? Because there was a case with Supreme Court, and Attorney General back Supreme Court case seeking to end party delegate system.
Yeah, before I buy no, so my men can't other more the issue no the
Kwame from Pong.
Yes,
na arrest no.
Who said the last time better I'm a catcher say when the FBI come calling and you joke. The FBI and your investigation and your chin ya na ya ba tamo. Then now my catcher so you share no cross and you sorry no. The FBI, when it comes to some of this fraud, your friend is saying money laundering kind of investigation that they launch now, they have a department that is dedicated solely for some of these things. They have time, pressure be in your muscle. It doesn't change their methodology, their timelines, everything. When it comes to some of these things. So the very moment they move in on an individual, what it means is that you circulate the extent of your involvement. But the last time I catch it said, what they do is that post 2001, your friend is saying bombing in America, they've been very much concerned about terrorism financing, this jihadist kind of way, and the other stuff. So whenever monies are being moved around, US might want to follow the money and see where the money is going, who and who is involved, whether the money is going into terrorism financing, going to a certain jihadist group, going to this, and I say a human trafficking network. They want to understand the scope of the network. So you might be pulling out dollars, but what is smart? we sika free baby, but you are dumb enough to understand the financial system and you use we are say the swift financial way it was built by America. Every single dollar that moves through this system is tracked. That is why IMF and other Bretton Woods institution can sit somewhere at the end of the year. They can tell us how much dollars came into Ghana, because the financial system they can track everything. So you must be an idiot to think America. Now what for Sikano Abagana Aji Aquadino Bank at the show bottom and nobody will find out. You must be dumb. The mere fact that move on you doesn't mean we are smart and why. And some of these guys are so damn enough. So when you Sikana, the way they even spend it, throwing about and then as a phone man are also enough, because FBI, my catcher man for say they are not living in America. They are here right here with us. Exactly, because Ghana is full of foreign intelligence services agents all over, and they know everything.
In fact, they are here with us.
So move on you now they have way. So the very moment the gentleman was mentioned, I said to myself, then we are in danger. Because it might not be me that I'm a catcher man for say I like his politics. Ever since Obriki into your political scene, the gentleman has done a lot of good things. The constituency has been advocating for young people and is very vocal on social media. In fact, we're bringing certain modernity to politics. I'm a politics. I there. I want the constituency. A lot of development or champion for a man for. But in the past life before politics, me name also with him. Yeah. And maybe that is where this whole thing is. And at the early stages, I just your friend is saying accusation, allegation, alleged against him. Our investigations ongoing until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. Some of sitting here, I can't pronounce him guilty. But I'm doing this general analysis just to let people know, sir. In recent times, Ghana, Nigeria has been on the radar of the FBI defense fraud list. First in Nigeria, Ghana has been added to that particular list, and the syndicate running around there, Ghana, Nigeria related. But Nigeria found the yes, and so I be sure my Ghana here. Yes, and sir, and I make us some of this money move a network, one person cannot move. A syndicate, and there are Ghanaians living in the USA. Involved, and the funny aspect is that some of the guys who are being mentioned are not directly involved in the scam. Okay. But you see, last America, some musicians have gotten themselves involved. Some big pastors have gotten themselves involved because they have the clout. Some have foreign accounts and as for Nipan about produce. So me person me sika be from way account. My main from Mama say, and I'm also greedy, you will not even ask questions. Then the person will put the money into your account. Now share amount. You are implicating yourself because Sika $200,000 if I will be accounting where you move $50,000 amount. It means you are part of the whole thing. You understand? So a lot of people have gotten themselves into some of these things. But the US today is being smart because there are a lot of guys in Ghana now, they can't even travel because the very moment you travel, they will pick you. Because Abu Trika case now, the intricacies involved, the back and forth. Say the next move, they will not come here for the MP. He has diplomatic immunity. He has what we call the offense a parliamentary shield. And so Abu Trika, ordinary person, US for Bass on Befan, you see the trouble. So they will never move in there on Befa MP or Kruma. So on Beta Utua, then over there is no those immunity in that support. And I think that is a strategy that they are adopting. So there are a lot of people who may travel and may not come back if you are involved or you are on the list of these people then as a forum, because they realize they're going through this whole Herculean process of going through court indictment. There is this a sentiment among young people say I didn't think this kind of dynamics will not let the FBI come here say before be so now over here ranting me be too quiet They didn't know, said they were traveling into their own prison way. The very moment they landed, none of them found. That is what is going to happen because over there, no, you will not have the luxury of they call court because why repatriate you when they call. So I think say Sanyama where air cosina a indictment on us as people because what we say a day the best will come here sikabet member to be account money pano on ton kobe on ton money on ton cement now sika almost $300,000 a ton account na state na clear is on konkoyi. It means the state itself is culpable. You understand? So you cannot blame anybody because in any responsible country biano when certain amount of money are dropping into your account, you should be able to answer for these things. But you're creating enough room for some of these things to happen. And the USA will not trust the government of the day because we have built the systems and the structures in such a way say now you think that they will engage you. No, even if they will engage you, it will be at a limited level. That is why this MP was perceived to be, at least there should have been some discussion then as a forum. But I think even if there was a discussion, it will be limited. But me sure say na you ko nim say okwa abonten mo akwa cheno e bia kwa nkomo notify na say for not. So I think say as a state realizing this we must begin to do things right. Now you making sure say certain stringent financial measures will be taken just to ensure say some of these things on our own you better win higher answer. And yes, I lose credibility because a time will come we are Ghana near now we to kwanya the omodi Nigeria for farm no omodi ever for the same thing because when you are branded as fraudulent kind of way among for who tutu you might go in to do genuine business but people will not trust you understand. So on this MP case initially now man for you or bow but it has been almost how many ways almost 3 weeks in here but why so continue social media year na who say no Kwame say Kwame from Pono na kasa I don't know I think they are old video yeah because I think initially he went back to UK. And according to sources, I think so on the area any issues my be police case my by social media so watching. Then I think he did a video say that video, so I think it is that video that people are playing today. So but this is a different issue altogether. And I think we need to follow. I don't want your friends they are watching coffee bed hanging Ghana for coma sitting MP or boko kid don't come me now for over 10 years before they go you see because we are smarter. You can't just arrest an individual. Arresting an individual will not stop the flow of whatever illicit trade the person is doing. So you put monitors on that person and then you see on your sikana when the point of contact there when sikana or tonwa hen or defa then as you need to understand the network and sana be move in because you're calling your kwache. Some of these people, they don't even talk. But fortunately, Ghana for no more, and I think that some of them were singing like bird. And the amount of so sometimes most of the information we here to indict some of these people, the witnesses, everything, are quite clear and it's easy to prosecute because there is nobody on modern half and ready. And I never say there are a lot of Ghanaians living in the USA who are now in jail because of some of these things. About 20 people. Ghana for America, they have been prosecuted and all of them have been jailed. Some are on probation, some were given limited sentences and so forth. But because they are not in Ghana, you don't hear some of these things. So it's an ongoing kind of way. The very moment your name is mentioned, it means, sir, we need to do something just to ensure, so for me, I think, I'm quite scared. I like the gentleman, I like the way he does his politics. Me say, the political life in a minimum. Ever since a transition year, but yanso as a minor, the beer may say a dufudie nekuyen. Politics na ye kwabra ne bi timi ko village baby. Oh, mabubu ma Sunday nyina me sine foforo. Oh, school e ho nyina mabubu me sine foforo. Kwabra ne ntena se nwini hu se hefa na sika no fura o de ba. Ye de ane se ye je na my sanla ye kwakoje. That is what we are interested in. Where the monies are coming from, we don't check. You understand? So in recent times, so we hear politics who was kind of from by automatically there, you win your seat and go. It's say this money is where are they coming from? So these are lessons that we need to learn that going forward, you know. I see a den share ne nneema gu ho a sika efra bonten eba krom ha say no man for the by politics, not just politics but other businesses as well, no. We must begin to vet and know where those monies are coming from, because if you are not careful, somebody may go for drug barons money to come and run campaign here. They see Colombia. We still remember what is happening in Mexico quite recently, El Chapo, and in the days, how they were able to infiltrate the political machinery in Mexico. We used to find out this drug trading as a phenomenon. If you are not careful, we may slip into some of these things. So I think that coming back to the state, the measures that we can put in place to ensure that some of these things, you know, are prevented. Now, Parliament, and so at their level, at the diplomatic level, you know, they need to engage us to ensure that brands are not innocent. Parliament must fight a cause and get him back. But dealing with the USA and the FBI is a different ball game altogether. I can't just say Blatter no untouchable. No, be a going to be involved with Sanko Canada. But when the FBI went calling, you know, they drag him on the floor, and there's a blatter. A distance memory in our head. The very moment they move on you and they have credible intel, say indeed you are responsible, there are evidence to back, say you are involved. No. And to say obenya software and waboka sokwa no partner or bobi pono kopacho ahemfo. That is what they do in this particular country. It's the reason why this nonsense keep playing out. I'm sure the due process will happen. If he's innocent, he will come back and continue. But if he's not, then I think we should be preparing for by-election.
All right. So let's do one story here and we go. Attorney General backs Supreme Court case seeking to end party delegate system. We either do that or we do Bank of Ghana, that's BOG, direct MTN to suspend Momo to bank account charges.
Yes, I think the AG issue now court no. I think on several platforms, I say your political system, the weakest link just delegate system. I say some corrupt way be and man for use as an opportunity to solicit and then just solicit Kurano the almost extorting money
to from siphon money
exactly possible candidate baby and to say all the brilliant ideas, you have the ingenuity, everything to lead your political party.
But Ivan, assuming without admitting, say if the court rules crash or the court comes out, say okay, there's never going to be any delegates, but send the pounds on a trouble.
Oh no, even this particular court then, I think you see. We can come out with I think Parliament can cure this thing better than your friend saying than court. But I don't see how court is going to dictate to a political party what they should do when it comes to electing a flag bearer. No, I think we see a political party Parliament has that particular power. I'll bet me certain basic guidelines that we need to go through. But for a court to rule, I doubt. Even though it was Supreme Court today, I doubt how the Supreme Court is going to tell political parties, say, for crime be say so you candidate. I doubt. Because we must have a political system. Designer, structurally viable, template. Within that, a political party can find convenience around it to elect whoever. But for a Supreme Court to tell political party going forward, every register, we are going to tell you how you are going to elect your candidate. I doubt. They may come out with a framework. Restricted. But this particular one is seeking a very restrictive approach to electing political party leadership, which for me, I don't see viable under the current circumstances. And I think that Parliament will prefer, your friend is a viable option rather than with the court system. Say they act by about regulating political parties acting as a foreign. So we have to find a way of making sure a certain framework is raised within that particular your friends act, about regulating how political party will go about some of these things than say a court going to give a prescription. Say political parties should allow everybody holding the card to be part of that party. It's practically going to be impossible, because in proposing that, then the financing of such a larger election must also be considered by the court.
Exactly.
And we live in a country where political parties are not financed by the state. You understand? So I think it's early days yet, and at this time, the viability of the court option, even though over the years, and I've spoken against the delegate system, like I just said, but in dealing with it, I think the approach must be very meticulous. Now, approach a very long lasting. Maybe a certain legislative framework will come to regulate how we're going to do it, rather than the court prescription and as a forum. And because I don't see how viable the court option is going to be so far as the implementation of this good idea is concerned.
All right, that's good. But sir, MTN, I don't know if say unya message in video. MTN starting from, is it 1st June? MTN from Momo to bank accounts, charges will be. I mean, there's going to be 0.75% charges on it. I know that Namsoma, Fenyo Makin, can say, oh. Sisi they assigned the e-levy, no assign aba ya fenya sakwan bi so asa kwa e-levy no John Dramani Mahama.
Some of these concept politics and I think they Ghana for trouble. Because afenyo mark in parliament in himself, every single tax imposed by the state will have to go through parliamentary ratification. Nobody can impose a tax. So that was a decision by the financial institution I regulating. What people don't get MTN is different from the Momo part. So the Momo is running on MTN platform, which is owned by MTN. I think that and a major stakeholder, and there are fintech institutional Ghana for true shareholding, a part of it. So the mobile money component, and MTN there. Like solely the telecom is a different thing, but it is operating on the platform of MTN. What I say? So it is purely under the BOG. Because it is a financial institution different from the MTN telecos. And you cannot be putting your fans up Bank of Ghana anywhere, because Bank of Ghana is a regulator. So that is why Bank of Ghana issued a statement that you cannot unilaterally sit there and say that I am imposing taxes. And I think they have even started charging people. Because I do a lot of transfer from bank to mobile, and very often I see some of these charges. So indirectly, some of these companies are robbing us. Because you can start trying. So who sending money from your wallet to your bank account to, you will see, say, who transfer 10,000. You will see certain charges that will be imposed on. It's not zero. You understand? So I think Bank of Ghana is appropriate quickly to resolve some of these things, because we cannot allow some of these individuals and foreigners, our company making profit, to be operating at the brand side of now the Bank of Ghana as a regulator quickly. I think to my and the finance minister, I saw a statement and I said for them, so per se what the etoba and answer financial challenge be about, you think say yes be found one a proposal and a watcher. Then you engage the various stakeholders and you regulator to have a discussion. Then you agreed at a point, because and some of these things, and yet the normal tax system, but I think that quickly enough, the government intervening in this particular regard is also good. I like the swift response. Go about dealing with some of these things, because you see over the years, we experience this sort of lackadaisical attitude on the part of government, where nearby you expect a buying so move in. Everybody sits and fold. But now, you see a certain reaction from government, and for me, I think that is positive. For instance, South Africa issue by a back and forth. Government has moved in. Ghana near China or Ukraine, quickly government has moved in, and then I'm more attempting here to introduce this particular way. Quickly, government has moved in. That is a sign of good governance. I think we need to commend the government, making sure the paramount interest of the average and the ordinary Ghanaian will continue to remain the uttermost priority of government and not the interest of a certain parochial interest of a certain few individuals who benefit at the end of the day. Because abayan amamuna ekosono Ghana Fontina Ekoso. Everything must benefit the Ghanaian, and that is what the government, as a principal custodian, must commit to safeguarding. And for me, that is my point. So I think we need to engage to ensure that some of these things, Ghana, the interest to be safeguarded.
That is Ivan for you. Yes, Ivan Che Innocent, political and policy analyst, and also youth activist. I always say Ivan is, I mean, is an astute-minded person. He's somebody that, even though but I do not done it. I have to be honest with you. So I always
we are learning from people like you, the experienced ones.
We are also tapping certain things from you. Ivan, God bless you for passing through, coming like always every Thursday. He's here to help us digest issues. Your friend Kaakyire Kwesi Apreku said, "Yeah, no, me train with them. Obapa ya titi. Ejuma de na kopie baby. Nyame adumwa etwada. Obeba beche na konwa na watu aso aye ejuma no. Asadakese enkoma Patrick. Asadakese enkoma minua Bema Samson. Not forgetting credible and aji ni wonuma wosro ho nyina boaye mati twumeti epremo say Christ empie ne nyonyam a wochina anopa yebesensia ebipem no kai say yebehia ewo Accra FM so na yedi enkomo honum Kaakyire Kwesi Apreku ni meeting ebusha yakramo bye bye.